Okay, so on this lesson, we are going to learn and discuss about extending the Salesforce platform. So first, get to know the Lightning Platform APIs. APIs stands for Application Programming Interface, all right? So, like, for example, this is a SOCL query, Salesforce Object Query Language, right? It's querying the property object. Property is an object. When you've gone through the admin trails, you already know about this. And then put this onto the property variable. The variable type is an object, a property object. And fill this up with these records, all right? Select name, price, the name of the property, the price of the property, and where the property ID is the ID, okay? So let's play around a bit so you can get a taste of doing SOCL query before we actually dive into the whole SOCL query and Apex stuff later on for sure. But can you go to your hands-on orgs here? Pop this up. Go to your hands-on org right now. Launch it. And let's play around with the property object because we have installed our Dreamhouse app. So you will have the property object already in your Trailhead playground. So go ahead to your Trailhead playground, hit the gear icon, and hit developer console over here. Boom. Okay, so I've done a larger font so you can see nice and clear there. So now follow me along. Go to File, open a resource. I'm going to open the property object. Property object. Object is O. This is here. Property underscore underscore C object. Okay. Property is a custom object. That's why there is underscore underscore C. It's telling us that it's a custom object. Open that. So this is all the fields that is available for us to query or to pull from the property object, right? So for example, you are just playing around. You want to know how many properties that have more than 3 bedrooms and where are they located, all right? So I want to do a query, a SOCL. So let me put everything in caps lock so you can see. Select, caps lock, select. What do you want to select? It's like a menu. What do you want to get? Select, but this is case sensitive. Name. This is actually the name. The name field. Where is the name field? Here. You can also double click on it, I think. Can you? Or no? You can just type it. Select name. Right? What else do you want to know? The baths. How many bathroom? Here. Baths, right? And then comma, beds. You want to see that information. And who's selling it? Broker. Right? Put this broker at the last column probably. So I want to know where is it located. City. Right? Everything is underscore C is a custom thing. Custom object, custom field. City. And then I want to know the state as well. Where is it located? And then the broker. So select this, the name, the bathrooms, the bedrooms, the city, the state, and the broker who's selling it. Where, right? Where the beds is larger than 3 bedroom. So I only want to see all the properties that have more than 3 bedrooms. Beds 3 larger than. But I want to see who's selling it, where is it located, the city, the state. The beds is already more than 3, but I want to know how many though. 4, 5, 6. And how many bathroom and the name of the property. So once you type this, type it with me right now on your developer console. Open this and type this. Select name, bath C, bed C, city C, state C, broker C, where beds greater than 3. Okay? Pause while you're typing probably. Pause the video. Once you're done, hit the execute button. Boom! Unknown error parsing query. Oh no. Let's see. Select name, bath C, bed C, city C, state C, broker C. Did we misspell something? Let's see. Broker C, where beds C, right? State C, city C, CTC, bath C, name. Oh, from what? From. Come on, Jimbo. Property C. Because this is property C object, right? Property C object. So select all these fields or columns, right? From where? From the property C object, please. What's the criteria where the bedrooms are greater than 3? Right now you can execute. Boom! Woohoo! Now we have the name, how many bathroom, how many beds, the city, the state, and the broker. Well, the broker is the ID actually. Well, you can check that on Salesforce if you want. But let's discuss about that later on. So now, this is kind of random. I want to sort the beds, right? You can also click here to sort, descending. See? Now, the bed with 7 beds on top and the beds with 4 beds is 4 at the bottom. If I say greater than or equal than 3, so we want to include if it has a 3 bedroom, where beds greater than or equal than 3, then execute. Boom. Now we have some 3 bedrooms. If I sort this descending, we have some 3 bedrooms here in Boston. So that's how Sockle works. Your first a little bit of coding. Awesomeness, right? So I'm going to close this. Pretty easy. Don't get intimidated. So that's an example of how we can pull Salesforce data not using the actual interface from here. You can also just go through properties and make a report and search, right? You can all views. This is how you actually sort and stuff. Just make a report. The ones that have more than 3 bedrooms, you can do that for sure. But if you want to make a custom Lightning component, custom Visualforce, and do some Apex coding, you would need some coding and directly interfacing with the API. So these are all the kinds of APIs that is available for us to use. The SOAP API, integrate your org's data with other applications using standard SOAP protocols. I can't discuss all about this too much because it's going to take too long for this video, but here is the list. SOAP, RAS, metadata, tooling, marketing, cloud, interesting, bulk, if you need to query a million data, a million rows or records, bulk API, streaming API to push notification to mobile devices and stuff, chatter REST API, and mobile SDK. These are the available APIs that we can play with the Salesforce platform, which is a lot and fun. So next, unleash your apps with Heroku. So what is Heroku? Heroku is another platform and it's mostly web apps. So you can launch like web-based application like PHP, Python, Perl. If anybody still uses Perl, well, I was initially a Perl programmer. Anybody? Perl, PHP, Perl, Python, Java, anything. You can spin your Heroku instance on Heroku and develop your web application, and then access data from your Salesforce organization through your Heroku apps, which is a lot of fun. I've made quite a lot of Heroku application, and it's just fun. Okay, well, I don't think we will be doing this on the developer beginner, probably intermediate or advanced, but this is what we can do later on. IoT, Internet of Things, bots, and more, AIs and stuff. They don't even mention AIs yet here. Einstein AI stuff, you can play with that as well, yeah. IoT, for example, you have a smart home, and you have a smart lock, you have a smart lamps, light bulbs, smart everything, I don't know, smart mop maybe, vacuum cleaner, Roomba, stuff like that. You can interface all those devices and, put them into Salesforce data, objects, fields, record those data, make your own stats, stuff like that. Fun, right? Bots like Einstein bots, chatbots, you can use Live Engage to develop Einstein-powered chatbots, which I have been involved with a lot, creating, really fun bots. Well, we're gonna have fun with this later on. So you can create an artificial intelligence-powered bot and detect patterns of your chat visitors, what they are asking about, and you can provide smart, processes based on their interaction with your chatbot. So no human being are required to perform certain task that is possibly to be automated. So you will have a big savings on human resources, and allocate them into a better, way more better processes that's actually requiring human thinking, right? Not just repetitive tasks that's just boring for a human anyways. If it's boring for a human, if it's just repetitive, it's probably gonna be replaced by a bot. If you have a job that is highly repetitive, it's going to be probably replaced by an AI pretty soon. So think about doing something that is not highly repetitive, that requires you to think, use your mind, use your heart, and make decisions, right? Pretty cool. It is pretty cool. The bot turn up all the properties from the in-house listings that matches the criteria you entered, which is 3 bedrooms here. And it just lists everything, all right? And more, of course. Okay, so that is extending the Salesforce platform. So pretty much limitless. You can do anything you want to do. Quiz. For sending secure notifications, which API is your best bet? Well, I would bet on the streaming API because it's a notification. Which Heroku service allows you to unify your Salesforce data with Postgre data? I bet it's Heroku Connect. I've used that before. It's automatically or automagically sync with your Salesforce records in the back end. So that's Heroku Connect, okay? Aside from Trailhead, what is the best place to learn about or learn more about Salesforce development? Help and training, salesforce.com, developers portal, or there is only Trailhead? No, you go to Salesforce developers portal. They have forums. There's a whole bunch of developers there you can ask questions about, and you will get a pretty quick answer. Okay, that's pretty much sums it up. And next, I will see you with our apex adventure. Boom! Woohoo! Our first shiny badge on the developer's trail.